Hey, what's up guys, it's your boy Red Sugar. Today we're going to be doing another Speed Champions car, and we still have two left. If you guys didn't see my last video, I'll have it linked down in the description. I had done the 919 Hybrid, pretty good car. Didn't get as many views as I was hoping for, but I think it's probably just because it's not a car that everyone knows about or cares much about. Anyways, today's video is going to be on the, I believe it's a 2018 Mustang GT. And the reason why I say believe and not know is because it actually doesn't say if it's a 2018 or not. On the box it says Ford Mustang GT. It is a 5.0, which I believe means 5-liter engine. And then the next video is going to be this 1968 Ford Mustang Fastback. I'm just happy to have both of these at the same time because these are currently the only two Mustangs in the Speed Champions category, and that's what draws me to them, is knowing that they're the only two in the series. And I would hope that they do consider adding another one. Mustangs have gone pretty far. Even if they were to add the Mach-E, I'd be happy with that. But an 8-wide Mustang, like an actual muscle car, or even like a duo pack, like what they did with the Lamborghini with the Huracan and the Urus, but make it like a Mach-E and a, I don't care what it is really. Even the newest Mustang that is planned to release, unless it's already released, I don't know. But I've been seeing a couple of pictures of that on Twitter. Looks good. I think it would look great in 8-wide Speed Champs, and considering the fact that they're doing the 963 with all of its curves, makes me pretty certain that they can do pretty much anything at this point. With all that out of the way, we are going to be focusing on that, what I believe to be 2018 Ford Mustang. Let's just jump right into it. All right, guys, I'm finally done with the, I say finally, like as if this took forever. This is actually a really quick build. I don't know how many pieces it was because I didn't look. 185. I've got the box sticking out of my trash can sideways, so not a long process at all. In fact, this is one of the few cars that have like a tiny amount of stickers. So we love to see that. Obviously, the reason why these cars are out is because these are all muscle cars, or at least that's what we would define most of these as. This is more NASCAR than anything, but it's Camaro, so I'm gonna let it slide. Then of course we've got the Challenger, or sorry, the Charger, and then we've got the Demon, and then we have the Challenger, and then we have Dom's Challenger. So, or is this the Charger? Yeah, sorry, this is the Charger. Charger, Challenger, I always get those mixed up, but you see the cars, you probably know, it's fine. This is kind of why I would really like to see 8-wide variation of the Mustang. Because if you take a look at, obviously, these two, you know, these are basically the same car, except this one's an 8-wide with the Fast and Furious trademark. This one is not with the Fast and Furious trademark, but it's very obvious. But it's a 6-wide, so you can see that leap in detail is insane. So if you take this level of detail and apply it to the Mustang, I really want to see what we'd be able to get out of that. Not really with the same color combo. I understand that this is a color combo that is, you know, known with aggressive modern muscle with the racing stripe. I'm not super into it. I know that the real car in real life has a much lighter, like sky blue look to it, which is actually what I prefer over this Lego variation of the color. So yeah, if the color was a little bit lighter, it would look better, but it's fine. But if we were to get an 8-wide variation or version of this car, I would prefer to stay away from the racing stripe type stuff because it's just not my thing. I'm not into having the number on the side of the car, all that kind of stuff. That's why I'm not a big fan of the NASCAR Camaro. If they were to, I was about to say, if they did release a Camaro that wasn't NASCAR, that would be great. But they actually have in 6-wide. That's another one that I got to get. I would love to see more of them. I understand that that's another situation similar to like Koenigsegg, where, you know, from the Koenigsegg CCX all the way to the Koenigsegg Jesko, you know, they don't look similar whatsoever. But it got to a certain point where all of a sudden every single car was looking more and more similar, and there was less variation from you know, a certain point onwards. Obviously, I would love to see the CCX by Koenigsegg, but seeing the Agera and onwards from Koenigsegg wouldn't make much sense. So it makes sense why there's a, I think, 2018 Mustang, and then we have a 1968 Mustang, because that is a real, you know, just like what I explained, where in the beginning looked a certain way, and now we're all the way over here. And Mustang has had a couple of different types of that thing going on, whether it's from the beginnings to the 80s to the early 2000s and also like mid 90s, which I'm not a fan of. I thought that was kind of ugly. And then bringing it back to looking really aggressive in like 2005 and then onwards. We've just seen variations of that 2005 look, and every single one of them I think looks incredible. Obviously, I want the older cars as well. And you could bring, you know, some of the middle bracket. There's not too many that I can think of that in pop culture are huge, but sure, whatever. The more the merrier. What I'm trying to get at is there's not enough from Mustang and the Speed Champions catalog, and I would definitely love to see more because this is great. This is really, really cool, and I love the addition of the 5.0 on the sides. I think that's a great addition to it. All of these are stickers, so the headlights and whatnot. Nowadays, Speed Champions takes a lot of pride with having Lego brick designed headlights, which I love. But with the Mustang's headlights, I do feel like that would be pretty difficult to do, especially since they've got so much detail going on there. And this is a weird case where they use a curved bit to try to make it feel like the headlight is wrapping around the car. I would say it doesn't really do it too successfully. The part that they tried to go for doesn't give it the curving around feeling. It looks exactly like the piece that it's using. It just curves up to a point and then it stops, dead stop. The grille is fine. I have no problems with that. The back is fine. Got the exhaust tips that a lot of almost all cars use. There's nothing like blasphemous about the rear end aside from maybe not blasphemous, but a little uncanny is the lack of a spoiler. That is something that I've never really liked too much. If I grab the McLaren 720, one of my biggest gripes that I always talk about is that lack of a spoiler. I'm really not a fan of that. I do believe that pretty much any car that is a 6 wide looks kind of strange without a spoiler. I'm not the biggest fan of that look. The Demon, look at that. That goes a long way, man. It just gives it that. So if this had a spoiler, a nice fat spoiler on it, I feel like it would just look that much better. I did give it the street custom looking rims because this is a car that if I had in real life, I would 100% do that. You know, put this with some black tint on some fat 22s with almost BMX bike looking spokes and lower the hell out of it and give it that Need for Speed Underground 2 underglow. There's a lot that I would do with this, and there's a lot of fantasies that I've had with it. So to have a Mustang, it's nice. I really do like it. Anyways, I think that's all that I have for you guys today. I've got one more Mustang to do. It's the 1968. That'll be my next video. And until then, peace.
Hey, yo, what that rock say?